Hey everyone, this week we're going to be looking at this pocket knife right here. It's a case, Tony Bose design, teardrop. It's got the deep valley jig, old red bone. This knife right here has got about 5 unique things to it. Unusual, unique things. Y'all, if y'all can follow my channel, y'all know that's what I look for in pocket knives. And this pocket knife right here's got 5 things going for it. We're gonna look at it up close with some close-ups in just a second. And then afterwards we look at the knife. I'm gonna tell y'all a little story from my past. I considered it in the top 3 of my most embarrassing moments. Yeah, and now that I'm 60 years old, I consider it extremely amusing, and I think y'all find it that way too. So after we get through looking at this beautiful knife here, don't that look like a Roma tomato hanging on the vine? Yeah, that reminds me of them Roma tomatoes. We get through looking at that knife, y'all stick around if y'all want a good laugh at my expense. Okay, hang in there. Okay, let's get to looking at this knife here. All right, this knife is a WRCase teardrop. It has 5 unique features to this particular knife, and y'all know I'm all about unique and odd and stuff that's gonna be sought after in later years, and I think this is one of them. All right, number 1, this is a Tony Bose design, a Tony Bose collaboration with Case, this teardrop design. Number 2 is this is a 2014 model knife, and 2014 was the first year that Case started making these teardrops, Tony Bose teardrops. First time they come out with them, 2014. So this is one of the very first ones. And let's go with number 3. Number 3 is this knife has what Case calls deep valley jig, and it's real deep and in a line, and they are really nice. And one unique feature about the deep valley jig bone is they have to make the bone extra thick, because if they didn't, this deep jigging would go all the way through to the brass liner. So as you can see, the bone on this handle is super thick, especially on the end here. It kind of tapers down. If you can, let me get the focus right. From the bolster to the cap, see how it tapers? And that feels really, really good in your hand. I mean, that taper reminds me of some of them English-made Barlows. They're tapered like that. Anyway, it feels really good in your hand. All right, so that was 3. So 4 is this is a bar head. There ain't no bolster on the cap end. I mean, not many was made like that, and that's a very unique feature right there. Okay, number 5, there's no shield on this. On this handle, there's no shield. And they usually don't put a shield on the deep valley jig because of how rough it is right here and deep. So instead, Case has put their logo right here on the bolster, and this is engraved in, and it's not just flashed on there. You can actually feel it with your hand. All right, so let's pull this blade and look at it. It has a big spear point, a long spear point. It's a single blade, and it has half stops, and right there's the tang. It is a 2014, like we said. On this side is the, let's zoom in here where we can see. It has a big long number. The TB stands for Tony Bose. It's a stainless steel knife. And let's look at this ear real up close. There, that is a long-tailed C. Very nice long-tailed C on this. This little skint right here on this bolster, I dropped this sucker the other day doing a short. I dropped it on the concrete out here in front of my garage. But I tell you what, thank the Lord, because that's the best place that could have hit. I'm gonna have to get that rough off there with some steel wool or something. But anyway, if that would have hit right here on one of these sharp corners here, it would have broke my bone handles. So thank the Lord on that. All right, let's look at this handle here. It's got the old deep valley jig, old red bone. Very nice up here. It kind of fades out to like a pink right here, but that's all right. And on this side, looks even better on this side to me. I like that swell coming back. Blade centering pretty good. Pretty good. Good as you gonna get, I think. All right, let's cut something. Guy commented the other day, why don't you cut something in your video? So, well, what could I say? But yeah, I need to. I got a little playing card here. It's pretty stout. And stouter than notebook paper. There we go. I wasn't pulling it to start with. Pull the blade, it'd cut. You're just trying to force it through it won't. Well, you pull the blade, it'll cut and it sticks to it. All right. Half stop. Very nice carry. Very nice carry. Tony Bose Teardrop. You like a nice little single blade for a secondary, that'd be it. All right then. If y'all follow pocket knife videos, then y'all know about Terry's Knives and Man Stuff. But he's got another channel going now, My Ordinary Life with Terry, where he talking about things going on in his life, past and present, funny stories, stuff like that. And I'm shouting him out right now. Y'all need to check that channel out, My Ordinary Life with Terry. In the spirit of shouting him out, I ain't trying to copy you, Terry. This is a one-time only thing. I'm gonna tell a little story that happened to me back in high school. It was January 1983. I was 18 years old, senior in high school, and basketball season. We was playing basketball, and we was playing our cross-county rival. Yeah, third place. And I'm talking hostile. It was hostile. Hostile crowd, hostile players. Even the cheerleaders were hostile. It was, I mean, this same group of boys, we played each other all the way up, you know, junior high, elementary. We played against them guys hundreds of times probably. And we disliked them and they disliked us. I mean, it was one of them games. Anyway, we was down there and we had a good team, they had a good team. And it was one of them games where from the tip-off all the way to the end, it was they's ahead by one, we's ahead by one, they's ahead by two, we ahead by two. One of them games. And it was intense. I mean, very intense. And it worked out that we had the ball last. And I played point guard back then. And I brought the ball up the floor across half court, and we called timeout. And went over at the timeout. Coach had his clipboard, and he drew up a play for the last shot. Anyway, his play was I was supposed to throw it off to the wing on the right and cut down the middle and curl around a pick set by the forward, curl around and go out to the corner. They'd throw me the ball back, and I'd shoot it for the last shot. Well, man, that play worked. It's like 7 seconds, 8 seconds go in the ball game. And anyway, that plan worked like WD-40, man. Just pew. and the buzzer sounded. That ball went right through the net, stripped it, right when the buzzer sounded. And man, I never was one to celebrate, brag, and throw a big celebration or anything like that. But man, I did this night. I come by the bench, I was hooping and hollering, and I high-fived my players. I went by the cheerleaders and I high-fived them, high-fived the cheerleaders. I even high-fived people in the crowd, mamas and daddies on the way to the locker room. Yeah, I sure did. This is a true story. Anyway, I get in the locker room, I get sit down, start fixing to take my shoes off, and I look around. There ain't nobody else in there. I'm in there all by myself. And the cheerleaders are still going, crowd's still going. And my thinking was, I think stupid things. My thinking was they doing some heavy celebrating out there, man. I got to get out there and get in amongst that. So I get up and start heading towards the door. And my teammate, Richard, he comes busting in the door and he says, "You better get out there. Coach is looking for you." And I said, "What are you talking about? We won the ball game." He said, "No." He said, "No, we were behind by 2. You tied the ball game." Are you kidding? So here I come out the dressing room. By the crowd, I just high-fived. By the cheerleaders, I just high-fived. Walk up to the bench and everybody's huddled up there making their plays and stuff, and everybody just stops talking and turns around and looks at me. And Coach looks at me and he says, just like this, "What are you doing?" And the Lord, I've asked forgiveness a bunch of times, but I told a lie. I said, "Coach, I had to go to the bathroom." That's all I could think of, man. And my teammates, they was all just busting out laughing. And Coach just looked at me and reared back and rolled his eyes. And by all this time, they was starting to blow the whistle for overtime. We had no plans that I knew of. I had no plans. And man, I could have crawled under an ant. I could have walked under an ant, not even knocked my cap off. That's how low I felt. Anyway, we went ahead and won the ball game, but that's only because of my great teammates. Because in the overtime, I was so embarrassed, I could barely dribble the ball. Ain't no way I could hit a shot. But anyway, I guess you'd say the lesson on this is humility. Stay humble. And if you have success and things is going your way, don't break character. Stay humble. Or the word for the day is know what the score is. See y'all.